Hello, please tell us something about you.
My name is Paul Morrison. I'm the Director of Sales and Distribution for IsoAcoustics. I've been with the company since the beginning, and I'm responsible for all of our sales worldwide, both in the pro audio and the home and hi-fi markets.
Okay, who is Dave Morrison?
So Dave Morrison's my father. We're a family business. Dave is the president and chief designer, so he designs all of our fabulous products. Myself, I handle all of our international sales, as I said, and my brother Sean is our marketing director. So he handles all of our marketing and all of our relationships with the press and with magazines and things like that.
How many people work in IsoAcoustics?
Three of us are the principals of the company, and then we have three different warehouses. We have factories. We have accountants, graphic designers. So I mean, we started off as a very small company with just the three of us, but we've grown to become something much larger.
And so, what kind of products do you produce?
IsoAcoustics manufactures isolation devices for speakers and audio equipment. We have a variety of products that can be used to cover a wide range of applications to improve the sound quality from speakers and audio components.
And what technologies do you use?
The way all of our stuff works is that we create a high degree of isolation by having multiple points of contact within the product. We're able to create that high degree of isolation. But more than that, our products are designed to manage the energy of the speaker, and they keep that energy in alignment with the listening position. So we don't allow a speaker to oscillate around. We keep everything in alignment with the listening position. So when people think of isolation, there's really three things to think about. The first is, are you exciting that supporting surface? You can think of putting a speaker on a desk and vibrating the desk. The second is structure-borne noise, energy transferring to adjacent spaces. But the third thing, and the thing people don't realize, is that speakers have an internal reflection. That energy comes back up into the cabinet. And it's kind of like bolting a pipe to the wall and hitting it with a hammer. The ripple goes down and it comes right back. That energy comes out of the speaker and it comes right back up inside. And we perceive that as smear. And when you have dissimilar information on two channels, you naturally have a very wide stereo image. But as soon as you introduce that smear, any artifacts that are common in the two channels are perceived to be in the middle. So it causes that soundstage to collapse. So one of the benefits of our products is that you get more clarity and you get more focus, but that soundstage blossoms open and becomes wider and it becomes three-dimensional.
And how did you get to the idea of making isolators?
My father worked for 20 years at the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and he had a role in the design of the radio and television studios there. And at the time, the CBC building was the largest multimedia center in the world. And one of the interesting things about that building is that the whole building sits on 3,000 isolation pads to isolate it from streetcars and subways. They were outfitting all of the rooms with a pair of speakers. They were auditioning a bunch of speakers at the NRC to determine which ones they were going to use in all of these studios. And once they decided, the designer of the speaker came into the building, and my father met him, and he said, I bought a pair of your speakers as well, and I'm going to bring home all this equipment and install them. And the designer of the speaker said, "Oh, I'll come to your home with you, and I'll help you set them up." And for him, that was great. And that night, he thought that they were just going to EQ everything to get it out of to get it perfectly. And the designer was adamant that they could do it just by the position. And that night, as they were taking all these measurements and moving things around, he realized just how much placement affects the sound quality. And the designer actually said something to him that night that always stuck with him. And he said, the largest variable of a speaker is out of my control. And thinking he meant, like parts, and things like that, the designer said, no, it's what people do with them, where they put them. And so that's kind of how this whole concept of isoacoustics came about.
So you came out of professional audio, as I understood.
Yeah, so we started in the professional audio space in 2012. The isolator 155 was our first model we launched, and it was very well received. And we grew for a number of years in the pro audio space, where our products sell in upwards of 70 countries around the world. We're in a lot of the major recording studios. We've got a lot of Grammy award-winning artists and engineers that are using our products, and it's been very well received. In 2016, we started to move into the hi-fi space, and we've gradually grown since then.
And how long did it take to invent these isolators?
Well, as a kid, I always remember my father talking about this idea he has for a speaker stand that he wanted to build. So I think it's been something that's been in his mind since for many years. But I think it was he probably spent about 2 years in the development stage. Once he started putting his thoughts down and doing the actual design work. I think the whole process was about 2 years to get it started.
Please tell us about your model range. What products do you have?
Yeah, so on the hi-fi side, we've really got a variety of different applications for the home audio space. The first product we launched in the hi-fi market is our Aperta series, and the Apertas are great for bookshelf speakers and stand-mounted speakers. They offer 6.5 degrees of tilt, so you can angle the speakers and get them to that optimal listening position. They come in black and a silver finish, and then there's different sizes depending on the footprint and the weight of the speaker. And then the Aperta 300 is also great for center channel speakers as well. Now, the Gaia series is really our flagship product. The Gaias are designed to replace the spikes in floor standing speakers. The Gaias there's 3 sizes, and then the Gaia Titans also have 3 sizes. And what we've done is we've included the most common thread sizes in the kit for the speaker. So I would say that 70% of the speakers on the market use one of the included thread sizes. And if the speakers don't, then our distributors have a whole bunch of alternate threads, so we can get you the size you need. So the Gaia 3 will hold up to 70 pounds or 32 kilos. The Gaia 2 will hold 120 pounds or 54 kilos. And the Gaia 1s will hold 220 pounds or 100 kilos. And that's the speaker weight, so assuming you're using all 4. Now, what we recommend is once you're getting close to that weight limit, we recommend starting to look at the next model. So once you're within about 10% of the weight limit, so, for instance, the Gaia 2 that will hold a 54 kilo speaker, once you're up over, say, 50 kilos, the Gaia 2 will still work, but you might get a bit of better performance from the Gaia 1. And we've also got an online calculator on our website. It's kind of our database of different speakers, where you can use that to determine, what's the best application for your speaker, as well as it tells you what thread size you need, and if it's one that's included with the Gaia, or if it's something that you need to get as an alternate size. We've got some accessories for the Gaias. The carpet discs that you see on the bottom here are great if you're using the Gaias on a carpet. The bottom of the Gaia wants to work like a suction cup, and it's designed to stick. So if you have a hardwood floor or a tiled floor, obviously that suction cup effect is going to work. But if you have a thick, shaggy carpet, then you're not going to get that grip. So the carpet discs come in different sizes. So each Gaia model has its own carpet disc, and it's really like a coaster with 3 spikes in the bottom, and it just gives you that solid surface for the Gaia to stick to. And then we've got the B&W plates, which are designed to replace the wheels and the ball casters in the B&W speaker. So the standard B&W plate is great for the Nautilus, Diamond, and D2 series. And then the B&W D3 plate is obviously used for the D3 series. The Gaia Titans are the same as the Gaias, just for larger applications, they go up to speakers all the way up to 620 pounds or 280 kilos. Again, we've tried to include the most common thread sizes in the kit, but we also have alternate sizes available should the need arise. And then with the speaker like that, you're obviously not gonna tip it over and install the guias. So we've actually created a speaker jack to lift the speaker up to make it easy to install the guias. So this is something that's available through dealers to loan out, so that customers can make it much easier to install the Gaia Titans. Our next series is the Aurea series, which is great for audio components, turntables, and speakers without threaded inserts. There's 4 different models in the series, and you can use 3 or 4 of them to get to that optimal weight range. So, for instance, the Aurea Graphite will hold 4 pounds or 1.8 kilos. The bronze will hold 8 pounds or 3.5 kilos. Indigo is 16 pounds or 7 kilos. And the Bordeaux is 32 pounds or 14.5 kilos. And that's the weight per piece. So if you use 4 of them, you can multiply those weight limits by 4. And you can see in the performance curve here using 4 of them, it works well. But once you get over to that weight limit, the performance starts to decrease. So you want to look at going to the next model up or adding an extra unit to make sure you're not overloading them. Whenever a component is, the weight is not evenly distributed, say for instance, it's really heavy in the back and light in the front, we always recommend putting 2 in the back where it's heavier, maybe having 1 in the front, going 1 model up and using 3 rather than using 4, just so that the area where it's heavier has more isolator and they aren't overloaded. The Delos we launched in 2018, and it's been very well received. It's a wood chopping block with our isolators built into the bottom of it, and it's great for turntables, tube amps, and other components that are highly susceptible to those vibrations. And the nice thing about the Delos is that you get the combination of the mass of the wood with our isolation system built in. It's available in both walnut and maple, and there's 2 different sizes and 2 different thicknesses to choose from, each one with their own weight limits. So you can choose the best solution, both in terms of performance and aesthetics for your needs. The Zazen we launched last year, and it's been extremely well received. We're getting a lot of feedback on it. We're getting a lot of questions about it, and it's really been moving well. The Zazen, like the Delos, is a platform solution. So the nice thing about it is, again, you get the combination of the mass of the wood with our isolation system built into it. It's a medium gloss black finish and a dense fiber construction, so it's very dense. And so it does a good job of isolating. And there's 2 sizes to the Zazen. The footprint is the same on both sizes, but the thickness is different and the isolators are different. The Zazen 1 will hold 25 pounds or just over 11 kilos, and the Zazen 2 will hold 40 pounds or 18 kilos. And these are designed more for, say, entry-level turntables, again, tube amps, and anything that's highly susceptible to vibration. So that's really a brief overview of our various hi-fi products that we offer.
Where do you produce your products?
So we're a Canadian company. All of the design work is done in Canada locally, and then when it comes to the actual manufacturing, it's done overseas.
And who's your client?
We have a variety of clients. On the pro side, it's everyone from engineers to to performers. But in the hi-fi side, the majority of our clients are audiophiles, people that just love having good sound in their homes. We have a lot of mastering engineers who use our products with their hi-fi speakers when they're doing a final listen to an album, they use our products with their speakers. So we've really got a wide variety of clients that are using our product.
And in which countries do you have the largest sales?
So I would say the U.S. and North America, no surprising, is probably our largest market. But we're continuing to grow. We've had some great awards internationally over the last few years, and we're seeing big growth all over.
What markets do you consider most promising?
Well, again, I mean, we've seen some tremendous growth over the last few years, and it's really exciting to see how we've come from being a brand in 2012 with one product to 2021, where we have well over 50 SKUs, and we're in everywhere from major recording studios to we've got big manufacturers that are embracing our technology. For me personally, seeing some of the emerging markets, places like India, that are starting to really come on board, and we're starting to really see big numbers come from there, is really exciting to see.
Do you have success in Russia?
Yeah. I mean, the Russian market has been great for us, and the N-Trade has been a fabulous partner. I love what they're doing in the marketing side. I always watch what they've got coming out. And yeah, we're continuing to see big growth in Russia, and I hope that it continues.
Anything you expected this year?
So we've got some great new products coming out in 2021 that we're really excited about. I think 2021 is going to be another great year for us. The success of the Gaias and the Aureas are obviously continuing to grow, and then we've got new things like the Zazen that was launched within the last few months that's looking really promising, and there's going to be a new product out this summer that I think will be very well received as well, and I look forward to seeing what the response.
The last year wasn't easy for everyone. How did you manage to pass it through?
A lot of people were at home. There were people that are still working, but they weren't really traveling, so they kind of had some extra money, so they were upgrading their sound system and doing things at home, which worked out well for us. As a company, we're all about trying to stay safe during these difficult times. We all work remotely, and until this whole thing blows over, things like trade shows, which was a big part of my job, have not been happening, obviously, since the pandemic started. But I'm hoping that we get this pandemic behind us soon, and we can get out there, and I can start seeing people again and meeting our customers at different shows, and and meeting our partners.
Who are your main competitors?
There's a number of companies out there that are competing to different degrees. Everyone from there's brands like Nordost and Townsend that are producing different isolation devices. Manufacturers, everyone has different ways of doing it. We see ourselves as like tire manufacturers for sports cars. We're not critical of the speaker brands. We just feel we've created something that enhances what they're doing. And as part of our testing process, we ensure we're not colorizing the sound. We're respecting the properties of the speaker. We'll put a speaker in the anechoic chamber on spikes, and then we run the same test through on our product to ensure that we're completely respecting the properties of the speaker.
Who does generate ideas in your company?
Dave's the primary designer, so most of our product ideas come from him. He's a very creative guy, and he's really a problem solver. So he's very good at seeing a problem and coming up with a solution to fix it. So he's really our chief designer. And Sean, who's our marketing expert, is also involved in the design of our products as well.
What are your plans for future?
So we've got a number of products coming out. As I said, we've got one product coming out, a new product coming out that we're quite excited about this summer, and then we've got plans for new products coming out in the next few years. And I think that we've had great success so far, and our goal is to continue to grow and continue to release new products for the home audio market as well as the pro market.
Which products can be used for really large loudspeakers?
Well, we've got a number of products. I mean, something like the Gaia Titans go all the way up to speakers that weigh up to 280 kilos. So we like to think that we've got a solution for pretty much any application to this point. We also have our modular aluminum system, which isn't really something we touched on, but it's really a customizable stand that we can make to any size and any configuration. And so it can really hold a lot of weight. And it's great for things like large subwoofers that that are a couple hundred pounds, and we can design something to spec to really isolate these large items.
And what about racks?
Racks, a lot of people are integrating the Gaias into their racks. We've been asked a few times about getting into furniture manufacturing, and it's not really what we do. We prefer to partner with furniture manufacturers and create OEM solutions for them rather than designing something ourselves. But I mean, there's great benefit from isolating racks, and we've got a lot of customers that are using the Gaias and the Aureas to isolate their racks. But our intention is not to get into furniture manufacturing, but rather stick to isolation.
Do you make custom products which are not on the list?
We do things like the modular aluminum system can be customized to fit any application. It's all made of aluminum extrusion that can be cut to specific sizes, and we can make it. There's L, X, and T pieces, so we can kind of create a giant matrix depending on the size and the weight that it needs to hold. We've also done customizable things for brands like Martin, who are using our technology with their speakers. We've designed special Gaias for them. So we do occasionally do some things kind of as the need arises.
What system do you have to demonstrate your products?
We have two pairs of Focal Aria 936 speakers. We've got a music fidelity amplifier. We've got a VPI turntable, and people who are, our office is located on a main street in Markham, Ontario. And so people can actually just walk right into our office. And as you walk in, there's the demo system set up, and we've got two nice glass cabinets with all of our products and displays, so people can come in and they can hear the demo for themselves, so they can hear the difference our stuff makes. And every once in a while, we'll get people that just kind of walk in off the street and say, "Oh, I saw your sign, and I'm and I like to see what you guys are up to." And then we, so they can hear the demo, and we can give them a little overview of our products, and then they can go purchase from a local dealer.
Dave is an ISO product designer and developer. What system does he use to listen to music at home?
Dave has an NAD amplifier at home, and he has a pair of Focal Sopra 2s in his listening space that he's very much in love with.
How do you see audio market today?
The audio industry is a very great industry to be a part of, and I think the pandemic has kind of changed things for us a little bit. Obviously, we're seeing more business being done online, but the dealers are still such an important part of our business, because they're the ones that are out there pushing the product and letting people kind of come in and see, try different things and experience different things. But I mean, with the emergence of the internet, things are kind of changing, but it's really a great industry to be a part of. Everyone's friendly overall. So, but we're very fortunate to be a part.
Don't you think that people began to listen more music in pandemic?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we get calls from people all the time that have said, "Oh, I've been at home for the last few months, so I thought I'd take this opportunity to upgrade my sound system, and I've discovered your product." So I think that there's a lot of people that are kind of stuck at home. They're maybe bored, or they're looking for something new to try. They're getting into a new hobby, and they're seeing the audio industry as potentially a hobby to get into. And again, I think it's very encouraging, and I think it's great.
And don't you feel that mass market can kill high end?
It's hard to say. I think that there will always be people that are into the high end audio. You go to different trade shows, and it's interesting to see the kind of the demographic of some of the visitors. I go to certain trade shows, and the crowd is much younger, where I go to other trade shows and the crowd is older. So it's always interesting to see kind of the demographic, but I find it quite encouraging to see young people attending an audio show and taking an interest in hi-fi. And because to me, music is such a great part of life, and something to really enjoy. And I hope that the high end audio market continues to flourish.
Are you audiophile?
Yeah, I've always enjoyed music. I've grown up with music my entire life. We've always from a young age. I can remember playing vinyl, my dad's vinyl records, in the living room, and I've always been a big fan of music. So as we started this company, it was just kind of a natural move for me to join and do something that I love.
Thank you for your answers. How can you sum it up?
We see great success from our stuff. As I said, we've got a lot of manufacturers now that are really embracing what we're doing and understand what we're doing, and it's really exciting to see. And I think that in the next few years for us will be very exciting as we continue to grow, and as we continue to launch new products, and we kind of change the mindset from people that are so used to spikes, into the floor, and we're trying to say that we've got something that's different than spikes. It's better than spikes. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.